Yeah, so I watched Ready to Glare's video, and I was like, ooh, I bet you this is gonna be, you know, huge. But can I just say, in that video, her hair is freaking magical. Like, magical. It's probably a wig, whatever, but it is so magical. Like, if I could have any hair in the world, it would be the hair that Ready to Glare did in that video. It is amazing. It's like majestic. It's like she's gonna morph into a unicorn and frolic away into a field. I love it so much. I remember, like, back in, and I know some of you out there might remember it, back in, like, I don't know, was it like 98, 99? Do you remember Lil Kim? There was a music video out, and in the music video she had like a blue wig and a yellow wig, and in every scene of the music video she had like a different color wig on, and I just thought that was like so cool. Anyways, why did I get sidetracked? I have the attention span of a goldfish. So real quick, I feel like that she's grieving a loss, like literally, like you gotta think of it, and I'm sure we've all been through something similar. And she really did love bomb Ready to Glare. Like, when people talk about narcissistic love bombing, right, that's a real thing. It really is. I mean, the older I get, the more I pay attention, the more I see like love bombing, and she love bombed the shit out of her. She really did. And yeah, these people are grieving the loss of somebody that they liked, they loved, they thought highly of, and you know, it's a really bad situation. And it's almost like a breakup, right? Like, everybody usually breaks up with somebody because, like, okay, you're not who I thought you were, you're not the person, you know, whatever. And it's like, the thing that sucks about breakups or ending friendships like this, right? When that person goes, whether they pass away, whether you're forced to cut off communication, click anymore, whatever it is, like, not only does it feel like you're grieving a loss of a whole person, but, like, for example, I have an ex-boyfriend who's, like, not an enemy of mine by any means. We were together for, like, 10 years, almost 11 years, and it just didn't work out anymore. And, like, we were different people, going different places, and it just didn't work out. So, luckily, for us, it ended, like, in a halfway decent manner, right? Sometimes I'll be driving, or I'll see something or catch whatever, and I'll think of him, not in a romantic way, not like, ooh, I miss him, don't get twisted with my little hearts on the screen, because I don't miss him, but I'll be like, oh, I wish I could be like, hey, remember that time we did this, or remember when, and just kind of laugh about it, you know. And when that person goes away, right, so does all the good times that were attached to it, and that sucks. It sucks, you know? It does. Because you not only do you lose the person, you lose all the good things. Because whether we want to admit or not, I'm sure Creepshow had really good moments. Like, Ready to Glare was saying she just sent her roses the other day. Was this some kind of, like, foreshadowing or something? I don't know. She had sent her roses to her house. Weird, right? It's about what Creepshow is going to say if she does come back. Because I was also thinking about that. Now, her husband or boyfriend, whatever he is, nobody really knows for sure, I guess. It sounds like he's an abusive individual from the sounds of it, in my opinion, allegedly. And it sounds like he's a pretty crappy person. Like, I wonder how much he forced Creepshow's hand. Everybody makes their own decisions, don't get it twisted. But if he's abusive, right? If he is, do you think that Creepshow will blame him eventually? Because that's the only way I see her getting out of this. Honest to God. There is no, that's not even getting out of it. But that's like a move she could pull. Like, oh, my abusive husband made me do it, you know? Just saying. I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Now, she says she has another job, right? She's always made that clear. This isn't my real job. If that's true, you know, then she probably really doesn't need YouTube, but I would think somebody wouldn't throw away that extra income, because if she's racking in like 20 G's a month off of YouTube by drawing pretty pictures and storytelling, to throw all that away regardless of whether or not people hate you would be kind of dumb. In my opinion, if she does come back, I bet you it's going to be on him, you know? And then everybody would be like, oh, she's a victim too, like the whole victim web What a tangled web we all weave, right? I found this video of Creepshow Art, aka Shannon, talking about how she didn't understand why her channel suddenly had a glitch photo and why, you know, she had a glitch background and she plays kind of dumb. I thought it was interesting because I haven't really seen it anywhere else, so here it is.
So you sweet little doodles are aware. I also don't know what's going on with my YouTube channel, so you're not alone. Didn't change the profile picture, but apparently it appears as nothing, and so does the banner. So, I don't know.
It's like, how do you, even if she were to apologize, like, let's say she took full accountability, right? Let's say she come up here and was like, I'm a POS, I'm a jealous person, or I'm fully responsible for this. Guys, I'm a horrible human. I should have never did this, right? And, like, okay, well, thank you for admitting it, but that doesn't mean we all like you now. Like, that doesn't mean that we're gonna forget about it, you know? So it's like she's screwed either way. Either way. Creepshow was still right about you, KJ. Like, you could be right and wrong. You could be, just because Creepshow's a liar doesn't mean that everything she's ever said is a lie. KJ is just, it makes me so mad, right? Because, and hey, I'll give it to her. KJ must be basking in her glory right now, right? She has her lawsuit all figured out. Creepshow is in hot water. KJ's probably like winning, right? But no, girl, you ain't never gonna win because there is no fixing what you have done or what you are, what you've became, okay? All this talk of, oh, I'm different now, I learned and I grew, and no, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Who you trying to fool here? That might work for some of your new subscribers, but yeah, no. She's like, yeah, I grew and I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. No, you're not. No, you're not, KJ. No, you're not. She really thinks she fools people, right? Oh, I've seen KJ around commenting on people's videos like, me too, hashtag me too. She was mean to me too. Me too. And people just go at her and then she deletes it. She's like, what was I thinking leaving a comment? And it's just so funny to me because, like, Emily doesn't give her the time of day, and that cracks me up. It literally cracks me up because Emily's a bad bitch, right? We all know that. Emily does not play KJ style games. It's like, oh, if one's bad, the other must be good, right? No. I know, poor Ready to Glare, right? Poor Ready to Glare. And the thing with KJ too, she and I've always said this. My mother taught me this when I was little. If everybody that is around you has a problem, but you're the one who says you don't, you might want to take a look in the mirror, you know? Because she hasn't been able to keep anybody around. Katie hasn't, you know? Nobody, you know? A video of KJ calling Emily a biatch, right? That was like, what? Like, that was rude, okay? I mean, I don't like KJ, but you'll never see me go live and call her the B word. Like, I mean, maybe, not for maybe, you might. I mean, never say never. She is just basking in this glory, and hey, enjoy it while it lasts, because next week you'll get yourself into some more hot water there, Catherine. So settle down, okay? Don't worry. You're still, Creepshow being a bad person doesn't mean that you're a good person. Like, no. Not even a little bit, you know? So yeah, I just feel bad for, like, Ready to Glare and Tipster and, like, you guys. And I see a lot of people, like, trying to think, like, why did she do this? Why? And, like, that's a normal thing to sit back and try to, like, contemplate, but we'll never know why. There are so many layers to her effed upness, right? That runs deep. Whatever it is that she has going on right now, that fact that she sent her roses like a couple days before. Now, I wonder, she didn't say like what day it was. Remember how like word got out but nobody really talked about it for a good 2 whole days, kinda? I wonder if she sent them out like as soon as like all this gossip and started going on behind the scenes before, you know, around the community, when she posted on her community tab. I wonder if that's when she sent them. Like, oh, maybe if I send her these flowers, like, she'll ride or die for me, you know? But then again, Creepshow did tell Tipster, and from what I understand, other people, don't defend me. Don't. Run. Run. Don't defend me. Run. disassociate with me is what I believe that she said, right? You can have your party in your voodoo shed, KJ. You can have your party in your voodoo shed all you want, but don't think we forgot about your nasty, okay? I knew she'd be celebrating this for years. She ain't gonna shut up about this at all. Hashtag me too. Right? Sorry, I didn't want to gulp in my camera. I have misophonia, and my own gulping doesn't bother me, but when I am on people's streams, even if I love the person that I'm listening to and I hear them gulp, I'm like, getting freaky in the voodoo shed. Remember that video I made back in, like, I don't know, January, where I made like a track list? I was like, here's KJ's mixtape, and like I gave off like a bunch of songs. Remember that? That was funny. I think I crack myself up anyways. There was a song I put on it called The Voodoo Shed, and I was like, voodoo shed, getting freaky in the voodoo shed, oh yeah. And like, I had that song that I made up stuck in my head forever. You could ask people in my real life, like, I'll be by myself in the other room and I'll just start cracking up. They're like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, I don't know, I'm just funny. I try to find humor in literally everything. Sometimes it's inappropriate, but I tried really hard to watch her talk about her whole Creepshow thing. I don't think I made it all the way through, because it's just, the hypocrisy just hurts me. It's like a stabbing in my chest where I'm just like, what is wrong with you? You're lying. It's always been my promise to myself. I'd rather be me and be hated than be a KJ and be found out later on and be hated, you know? Like, look what just happened at Creepshow. Like that, I like to choose people on how they respond to certain things, right? And that's the thing with KJ. KJ keeps saying, I made mistakes, but they're in the past, right? The way you dealt with those mistakes and the way you continue to make those same mistakes is the problem, right, guys? The whole Creepshow stalker thing, right? Like, I wanted to believe her, I really did, because I have somebody who does sick things like that to me, like, you know. When my aunt from Florida started getting harassed, you know, let me tell this story for those of you who haven't heard it, right? Speaking of stalkers, so this girl, I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to give her attention in the universe. I thought she was gone at one point, right? I thought she forgot about me, maybe moved on to someone else. I was like, all right, this is over, right? Thank God. I apologized to the girl just to get her off my back like 3 times. Like, did whatever I could to get her away from me because she was just like level 10 crazy, right? So, what happened was a considerable amount of time went by and I didn't see her pop up, and, you know, and when I say considerable, I mean like almost 2 months. Like that was a long time to not have her appear. So, my daughter's pediatrician, who also was my pediatrician, and my brothers and my cousins, and this doctor, right? Great guy. Can't say enough good things about him. Everyone in my city loves him, okay? He retired this past year. I was so like sad that he was leaving that I went to Facebook, right? Now, I don't really like Facebook that much, but it's a great tool for, you know, networking. So I went to Facebook and I went to one of my community pages, and I was like, hey guys, Dr. So-and-so is leaving. I'm sure 99 million of you know who he is. Why don't you write a note under this post about what he meant to you, or something good that he did for you, or, you know, whatever, and I'll put it in a scrapbook and I want to give it to him, right? Because this is how much this guy, like, meant to me. Like, he was a great guy. He saved my life at one point when I was a kid, like, and a lot of people in my city felt that way too. So everybody was like, that's a great idea. So my post got all kinds of traction, right? Because people wanted to help. They liked this guy. It got shared in groups, and anyways, before you know it, it blew up. Well, here comes my handy dandy little stalker, okay? Under her real name account, by the way, had no shame in her game. Started commenting on every single comment. On every single one. And she inboxed people. Now, these are people from my community, family members, old classmates, whatever. Like, that on a post where I'm trying to do something good for somebody. Like, so, yeah, I can only imagine. Stalkers are crazy. They can do crazy things with no shame in their game either. None whatsoever. Yeah. Oh, and then This was like one of the only times I really was like I hit her up in the inbox. I was like, catch me outside, how about that? Leave my family alone when you start contacting people in my life. Now we have a fucking problem. Like, that's when I really lost my mind, right? Well, then I blocked her. I didn't allow her to respond to me. I didn't allow her to argue with me. I said what I needed to say and I blocked her, okay? I unblocked her just to tell her off. So I unblocked her, sent her a big FU, reblocked her, which is kind of like a grime move to not let her respond, but who cares about her? Anyways, so what she did the next day, I get a text message from my friend. She's like, what does this have to do with your mom? She asked me, and she sends me, you know how on Facebook you can change your banner or background picture, right, behind your profile picture? Yo, this bitch changed her background picture to a picture of my mom's plants. Who does that? Okay? What she did is she found my mom's Facebook, okay, and took a picture of my mom's plants. Like, my mom took a picture of, like, all of her plants and, like, you know, with the sun on them or whatever. House plants. Freaking house plants. You know, moms post weird things on Facebook. Whatever. She took it and made it her freaking banner. Who does that? Who does that? That is so weird. That's so weird. So my friend's like, you gonna go comment on I'm like, I'm not saying nothing. Like, nothing. I'm like, my mom would be flattered to know somebody thought her picture was that. What? Yo, she still does weird things like that too. I could go on for days about the things that went on with this girl that still do to this day. I'm not perfect. I made mistakes. Her and I have argued, and like I said, you know, I don't follow her around. She follows me around. She's like my little sidekick. I call her Tails. You know, Sonic and Tails. She's freaking Tails. I think that Creepshow is a perfect example of somebody who got so wrapped up in social justice warrior, being a social justice warrior, right? I think she got so wrapped up in it, and she got so much pats on the back, and you name it, right? She had her hand in every single form of social justice, whatever it was, right? And people love that. They love that. They eat it right up, right? And plus, she was very self-deprecating, and people are like, oh, I can get down with that. So with that master combination of what she was putting out, made her blow up. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Then once that match got lit, right? Once that match got lit and she had that recipe, she was like, this is the recipe. And just like, just started making things up just to keep it going. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, she lost herself. Yeah, wicked calculated for somebody to already think that far in advance, like planting the seeds before the shoes are even on. Like, she planted seeds that far in advance. Like, that's some calculation on levels that I can't even comprehend. I can't even take it day by day, never mind future.